stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left adrift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Welcome to Outer Worlds. This is a game that I played a long time ago, but because there's a new one of it coming out in a little bit, I thought I would go back and redo another playthrough of it. It's a game I don't really remember playing that much of because there's been so many other games since then, so I don't really remember things like stats and gameplay and things like that. But what I do remember is that it's a fairly sort of story-based linear game with a bit of open world exploration to it, and obviously the stats here at the start can make a big difference. Thinking about starting a character here which is going to be focused on things like hacking and lockpicking, as well as hopefully some dialogue stuff, and also I suppose I should point out I'm just playing the game on normal. One of the things I dislike about games when it comes to difficulty for a lot of them nowadays is that increased difficulty doesn't really add much to the actual complexity of the gameplay. There isn't any new mechanics that gets brought into a lot of these games. It just is that they become bullet sponges. So with that being on normal, a big focus for me throughout this is going to be kind of more so in the storyline of the game, the exploration, hopefully looking for some of the side stuff, and also the DLCs, depending on how I feel when we get to the end of this game. So I suppose looking at the stats here, pretty straightforward. Apart from temperament is probably something I've not really seen in games before, but just to go through them. Strength increases a few of the combat abilities, as well as inspiration and intimidate. It also gives melee damage and carry capacity. We've got dexterity, again weapon stats, sneak, lockpick. It's got melee weapon speed and ranged reload speed. In terms of in the mind section, intelligence gives a couple of the areas that I would probably be interested in. So there's persuade, hack, science. Don't really care too much about the critical damage, especially given that it's normal. On perception, some of the gun skills. Lockpick looks good. Engineering might be good. I can't really remember what engineering is for, but I imagine that'll be something to do with weapon damage or upgrades or something like that. Personality, we have some of the talk skills. We also have hack and science, which is good, so maybe I'm going to be looking between intelligence and charm at the minute. And then within temperament, sneak looks pretty good, and health regen, yeah, health regen's always good, but yeah. I think what we'll do is we'll go into strength, intelligence, and charm. It's mostly to get some carry capacity, be able to get some of the additional skills affected at the start, like hack, and have charm affect that too. Cool. Okay, so even though we picked the attributes, we then get the ability to add some points on the specific areas. Points to each of these trees have their own, almost like level up trees to them, to 150 points. Alright, well, I think rather than going through each one of them, I suppose we already know that I want to go into things like persuasion, so we'll go
If
in
we're
dialogue.
ever captured, I'll let you do the talking.
And I guess, though I don't really care for sneak that much. Lockpick is really low. I can't even remember how lockpick works, whether it's just an item that does it, and so this is like a level requirement to being able to unlock them, but it looks like the levels that we go up in this increases the chances of what we find in the containers rather than what we can actually unlock in the first place, so maybe that's not even really that required. I wonder then actually if that changes things a bit. If lockpicking doesn't block you out of unlocking things, it's not really that required then. So maybe we have a look at this slightly differently. Yeah, let's do perception because it gives a mixture of decent gun skills in there, rather than doing intelligence. So because of that, I think what we'll do is we will go a point into dialogue. Maybe we can change this later in the game as well, but assuming guns are probably going to be quite available with it being a sort of a space-based game, we're going to range
We'll put
that
those
second point.
marksmanship scores to good use.
No discernible aptitude. Colonists sound like a nice entry-level career for a person of your skills. Expanding humanity's reach by civilizing the cosmic frontier was ambitious enough without worrying about your day job. You had the rest of your life to decide how to be useful in Halcyon. Okay, so each of these is kind of starting off with a little bit of a backstory, so just very quickly, if anybody wants to pause the video at any stage, what I'll do is I'll just go across each one of these for a brief moment rather than reading it through, and you can pause the video if you want to see any of those bits. So the first one is Determination +1. We then have Drink Effect Duration +3%, Luck +1, Persuade +1, Shock Damage Received -3%, Engineering +1, Dodge +1, N-Ray Damage. I guess it's kind of like Fallout's plasma guns equivalent. Food Effect Duration +3%, Corrosion Damage Received -3%. Inspiration +1. I think I seen in the last screen that Inspiration has to do with your companion's damage. Not sure if we'll even have companions really throughout the playthrough because it probably has like a lone wolf style talent, so we'll have to see how good that is. Medical +1. Plasma damage received -3, so I guess N-Ray and plasma damage are two different things. Science +1 and one-handed melee +1. Let's go
Working your
Persuade
way up
+1
to
then.
provisioner?
In terms of the character's look, I doubt it's going to matter that much. We'll probably end up looking at the back of the character's head most of the time, or again, I even think this game is first person, so probably won't even see that too much. So, is there a randomize? Yeah, let's hit that 10 more times. That's what we look like. Great. And we'll start off with our name. same name for every game, as creative as that sounds. And let's then have a look at our summary. So, put 2 points into strength, 2 into perception, and 2 into temperament. We've added the +1 to persuasion, which gives us 23, 23, and 30 on the guns, which is great. Dodge and block. Hopefully, with guns, we'll not really need to worry about them too much. Persuade at 24 looks good. Oh, cool! I didn't notice that persuade actually affects combat skill. Your combat as well. That's cool. Guess I'm not going to be sneaking. Hack, lockpick looks fine for now. Yeah, everything looks okay. Inspiration starts off already with companions being able to do special attacks. So I guess we'll probably will go into companions then just to have a look at what those abilities look like. Maybe it'll be fun.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend. Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down. If drive is
Shit.
inoperable.
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck! Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry, I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you.
Should be close by.
What in Law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
Well, with the cutscene finished, I suppose I should try to explain how I'm going to do these videos. As you probably noticed from the channel, there isn't that many videos or full playthroughs on it, so a lot of what I'm doing is kind of work in progress and experiment with things. In these games, I'm going to try to keep going into the options menu to minimum at the start of each game. There might be a little bit of going in and messing about with a couple settings, or especially things like keybinds. My main sort of game that I normally play is things like World of Warcraft, StarCraft, things like that. So while I'm very used to the keyboard, I'm also very used to lots of different keybinds. But where possible, I'll try to do that outside of any of the videos that I'm uploading. Second to that, during things like cutscenes and people speaking, things like that, I'll also try to keep my noise to a minimum as well, just to make sure you guys can really just watch the videos and enjoy some of the cutscenes that are going on and whatever. I'll try to keep any thoughts I've got until afterwards. And then also when we're looking at things like dialogue with the people that we're actually meeting, if the game doesn't have voice acting from the character's part, I will attempt to read it all out. Apologies if I stutter from time to time, but I'm sure nervous will get the better of all of us at some stage. But yeah, I'll try to read through it. If the game obviously has voice acting, I'll let the professionals do much better work at it than what I will. And then I guess finally, when it comes to the things that are happening in the games itself, if we can keep spoilers out of any sort of comments, that'd be awesome, just for other people who maybe haven't seen it before. But if there are suggestions that people have with things that you want me to change about how I'm playing the game, if there's any suggestions around places to go, if there's any issues with things like sound, graphics, especially things like the size of the subtitle text and things like that, then definitely let me know, because they're all easily changed. Just got to know that it's a problem in the first place before I can change it. Cool, let's move on with the game. I wonder if this highlight's going to be on all of the loot. It's actually a really cool looking game. Whenever I was looking into playing this game again, I had a look at the options around the, should have been stealthed. Had a look at the options around which version to play. When I previously played it, many years ago, I had just the base game. I didn't try the DLCs, so I wanted to find a version that had DLCs, and I came across an option. I think it was a while back. Epic Games were giving away the Spacer's Choice edition, which I got.
Easy now. You've been frozen for
slow
a while.
motion.
There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
So yeah, I wanted to look into the Spacer's Choice edition. I had done a little bit of Google research, stuff like that, and it actually said online that the game performed really poorly in terms of graphics, stability, and things like that. But I think so far, I mean, looks pretty good to me. Not had any lag spikes. Maybe during combat that'll become a problem.
Hey, you, come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Oh, law, that stings.
Sit still. I'll patch you up. Yeah, let's do that.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's Choice doesn't like us accepting outside help.
What happened to you?
We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired. Right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
What's this about marauders?
Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics. with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh?
I've got a better idea. Give me your gun and I'll go get help.
Yeah, okay. You look like you know your way around a gun. Got some spare ammo, not counting the bullet in my side. Here, you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice. Yes, nailed it that time.
Do you know anything about the Hope?
The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
Can you tell me where I am?
You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna.
I'm off. Okay, so karma systems in the game, I guess. He gave me a sword because I patched him up. Saying that, I wonder if he then just died instead. Would that have caused something different? Would that have been that I just looted from his body? Might even be scripted though. So the only way out of here is to actually shoot the canisters. Anything in here? No. Okay, so tab gives me the map. You zoom out. Okay. Cool. Journal. We got a quest journal, a codex. I will probably, as we're playing through the game, and I find things that we want to read, I'll just leave it on screen for a brief moment. If it looks interesting, I'll read it out. If not, I'll probably just move on with it. And then if you guys want to read it, you can obviously read it in the video. You can have up to 4 weapons equipped at a time by dragging them up to the slots at the top of the screen. On this page you can also inspect your weapons, compare them, flag them as junk, or break them down for parts. Players with the engineering skill can repair weapons on this screen as well. Take care of your TNL weapons and they'll take care of your enemies. Okay, so inventory. Yeah, I've got the weight capacity up here, so I've got 120 weight. That'll be partly due to the strength, so as we go through the game we get more strength, we'll be able to upgrade that. I don't know what these are. I guess these are maybe like upgrade icons for, or upgrade items, sorry, for guns and weapons, and then the ticket is money? So, oh, there's multiple filters at the top. Okay, cool. Here you can use junk. Sorry, here you can use junk or drop your consumables. They can be used directly to gain a variety of boosts. Your emergency medical inhaler is shown at the top of the screen. It uses Adreno as fuel to heal you in an emergency and always keeps it loaded into slot 1. Increase your medical skill to unlock more drug mixing slots that can hold all types of consumables, not just Adreno. Each slot is mixed into every puff of the inhaler for a combined effect. Your medical skill increases the duration of all these effects.